What's going on, guys? Here with another tech video. Well, mostly a tech video. This is kind of like what's in my daily bag. And some people call this a daily tech bag. Tech bag, daily bag, that's pretty much the same for me. This is the bag that I use every day. The contents will vary, and I'll get into that based on where I'm going, what I'm doing. So yeah, this is kind of a similar setup to what I used before I started working at a full-time job. I used to do freelance work, so I had to carry all my stuff with me all the time because I used to work at coffee shops all the time. So I'm going to start with the bag itself and then work from the big compartment to the smallest compartments. Anyway, this bag is a Manfrotto bag. There used to be a company called Kata, K-A-T-A, and they made these amazing bags. So if you know about bags and photography, or bags even with a computer, you know, a case with a computer, it's almost impossible to find the perfect bag. And people have tons of bags, especially in photography. And when Kata came out with this bag, I thought I found like the bag for me. It's not the perfect bag, but it was the bag that fit probably 90-95% of my needs. Kata got bought out by Manfrotto, so I was kind of sad to see maybe that bag was being discontinued because my old bag was like really ripping apart. Then one day I was searching through the Manfrotto's bag section, and this is pretty much a copy of that bag. Just a little bit of stylistic kind of change, just a little bit, but it's pretty much the same function. So this is the Manfrotto, I think BPA1. I think this is the smaller version, and they have a medium and larger version, this one. But it's mainly, you could say, a photographer's bag. I needed something to hold my camera as well as my computer. So those are the two most important things that I needed to carry. With that said, I'll go through the details of the bag later after I empty it out. But yeah, so let me go through the inside first. Here's the main compartment here. This is where you mainly find your laptop compartment. So down here is the main compartment for the laptop. So here I have my 2017 MacBook Pro, 13-inch without a touch bar. Some people call that the MacBook Escape because it does have the escape key. Now they don't make a MacBook Pro without a touch bar anymore. You have to get the touch bar. But this is a great computer. Anyway, this is the 2017 version, as I said, and I just upgraded the RAM, 16 gigs of RAM, and with 256 megabytes of SSD or storage. So anyway, I have this with a Moco case, and this has a little magnetic slip, so I do that for extra protection. The reason why I don't say it's my main computer is because my everyday computer is actually both a desktop iMac and a Windows laptop. So let me bring that laptop here. And this is the Microsoft Surface Book. This is the first generation one, so there is no USB-C on this one. But this is a pretty good laptop. I wanted to start using a Windows machine just so I can get good with just using Windows again, because I hadn't used it in a long time. Now, if I were going to compare these two, you have to wait for another video. Okay, so let me take the contents out of this. First, got my MacBook charger, USB-C. This is I think 61 watt. I don't carry this all the time. If I know I'm going to be out for a short while, I just try to go as light as possible. Let's see. This is my 2018, I believe it's 2018, 9.7 iPad. This is the regular non-pro version, but this one supports the Apple Pencil. So I really like this this iPad. It's good enough for my needs. I do eventually want an iPad Pro because I do like the fact of USB-C, but this one still uses Lightning. And then I don't know the brand or make of this case, but this is a really nice case and has different angles. and a magnetic slip or latch, and a place for your Apple Pencil. This is a Lightning to USB and SD card adapter. I'm just trying out. It's a very generic one. This is a RAV Power power bank, and this one is a 20,100 milliamp power bank. And what I really like about this one is it has a USB-C, that's for in and out, and then it has micro USB and 2 USB-A, and one is for quick charge and one is a 2.4 amp one. This is a must-have for traveling, whether you get an Anker one or a RAV Power one, or I do like the Aukey ones, AUKE, KEY. Anyway, I highly recommend RAV Power as well. But RAV Power or Anker are probably my two go-to ones. But this is awesome. What I like about this is sometimes if I'm traveling from one place to another, I need to give a little more juice to my laptop. Actually, I can plug this USB-C into my MacBook Pro. And let's say it takes 15-20 minutes to get to someplace on the bus or in the subway. It charges at about 10%, but that's 10% more than I had. This can top it off a little bit. Not while it's running, but while it's closed, it can give a little bit more juice to your laptop. And here I have another power bank, but this is not just a power bank. This is a travel router. So this is the RAV Power File Hub Plus. So this is a travel router. You can connect to it locally, and then you can connect this thing to the internet. So some people use this when they're traveling in a hotel. If there's, only like Ethernet connection in the hotel. Most hotels have a Wi-Fi connection, but even then, those are kind of sometimes a weak signal. But this allows me also to share files. If I'm on the go and I want to do editing on my iPad, I can transfer files wirelessly through the SD card or through a USB. The battery power on this is 6,700 milliamps, so a lot smaller compared to this, but this is another source of power. I'll make a video on how I use this with my iPad and a Raspberry Pi, a little small computer, if I wanted to do some real work on my iPad alone, and if I don't have my laptop with me. Okay, and here you have two more small pockets here. And so let me go through this left pocket first. First, this is a small little SSD drive. This is a 240 gigabyte, you can call it thumb drive, but this is more than just a regular, flash drive. This is an actual SSD drive that's pretty quick. I actually do all my editing of my videos that I do on my MacBook Pro right directly off this. That way I don't have to use that much space on my MacBook here, and I can just edit directly off here. It has enough speed to handle just even 4K footage, maybe not like raw red footage, but anyway, this has been a pretty good SSD drive. You can get better ones like the Samsung T5, and Western Digital makes some as well. But this was really cheap at the time, and it doesn't perform as well as the other ones, but it performs well enough. And since I have a MacBook Pro, this uses the USB-A to USB-C adapter. In this right pocket, I have the Microsoft Surface Pen. That goes with this laptop, magnetically sticks there. I have a USB-C to SD card adapter. That's for both regular SD cards and micro SD cards. That's essential for getting my footage off. I have a 32 gigabyte flash drive. This is both USB-C and USB-A. This is made by SanDisk. Then I have a micro SD to SD card adapter, just in case I need that for my File Hub Plus. I have another USB-A to USB-C adapter, and some coins in there, and that's pretty much it. Let's move on to the middle section here. Here I have my work ID. Then I have two cables here right now. This is a Lightning to USB-C adapter. This is a must-have if you have a MacBook Pro and an iPad or an iPhone will be that. So you can charge your iPad and iPhones really quickly, especially if I connect this with my MacBook Pro charger. Then this is a USB-A to USB-C adapter. Now in this pocket, there's another smaller pocket. It's like a mesh pocket, and let me open that. This is my USB charger. I can actually use this to charge even my MacBook very slowly and not while it's running, but anyway, I'll get into that later. This is another USB-A to USB-C adapter. I just carry a few around. This is a Lightning to HDMI adapter. Sometimes I have to use my iPad for different things, the presentations. This is an additional battery for my Sony camera that I'm filming on now. And this is my Shure SE215 headphones or earphones. And these are really awesome. They really, how do I say, isolate the sound, especially on an airplane. This is when I use it the most. Or if I'm in a very loud environment, then I'll put these on. So they have little foam tips that you can squeeze and put in your ear, and they just close everything off. So I love these earphones. Let's see. Let's move on to this camera compartment first, and then I'll move on to this small compartment and later. So if we open this up, this is where the camera compartment is, and there's a number of things in here. You can actually take this whole thing out if you wanted to. And they have Velcro inserts where you can put the compartments in there, customize it any way you want. So this area right here, this empty area right here, is where my camera usually goes. And that's if I carry my camera, my Sony a6500. If I don't carry it, then I put my GoPro right here, because I always carry my GoPro. But in this section, here's an additional lens. This is Sigma 30mm 1.4. This is this is my dual charger and extra battery for my GoPro. This is my GoPro itself. I have a magnetic mount for this one here. Here I have a bag. This is my, this is from Peak Design. This came with the strap that I have for my camera, but I have a number of things in here, such as different GoPro mounts. This is a bag for this microphone that I'm using right now. So it's empty right now, obviously. This is my Peak Design strap. This is awesome for easily taking on and off a camera strap. And then this is a rain cover that came with the bag. So just in case it starts raining, it's pretty weather resistant, but this ensures that no water will peek into your bag itself. So last but not least, there is a little zipper right here that you can hold different things, either your wallet or your keys. What I like to put in there is actually my favorite thing of tech, and maybe I'll do a separate video on this. But what is it? Yes, it's the AirPods. And actually, if you look closely, these AirPods look a lot bigger, the case-wise, because I have this in a wireless charging case. I know that the new AirPods, you can get them with a wireless charging case built in. And so, but this is the first generation AirPods, and I love wireless charging as well. So I wanted to find a way to charge my AirPods wirelessly as well. So this is a little case that you can just take off the top. This is my favorite piece of tech, and I'll do a video on why it is, but just something this small is just astonishing how well it works. And I use this, I got this when I got my iPhone before, but now I use an Android phone. And so this still, if you didn't know, you can pair an AirPods like regular Bluetooth headphones. So I use these AirPods with my iPad, my MacBook Pro, my Windows laptop, and my Android phone. So I use this for everything. I think the battery life is starting to go a little bit, but anyway, yep. So yeah, that's it for what's in my tech bag. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.